Good morning, student. This is our part 4 video for class 7, and the chapter which we are studying is physical and chemical changes, right? In the previous video we have studied about what is physical change, and different examples we have seen that how melting of ice and freezing of water is a physical change. Why it is a physical change? Because when we convert ice into water or water into ice, in both the cases only state of matter is changing. Means ice, when converting into water, the solid is converting into liquid, and when we are freezing that water, again that water is getting converted into ice, right? Here we are changing the state, but no new substance is formed. So you can see in the textbook, the first point is, in a physical change it is written, no new substance is formed. In a physical change, no new substance is formed. I have choose the difference. I have taught you first the physical change, and then I have taken a topic physical and chemical change difference. Why? Because after that you will able to understand the chemical change better. Okay, so that is why I have choose the topic. So let's say in the physical change no new substance is formed, whereas in chemical change new substance will be formed. Physical change example: melting of ice, freezing of water, boiling of water, or condensation of water. Nothing new is formed, only it's getting converted solid into liquid, liquid into gas, like that. It's converting. But in chemical change, we will get a new substance. Like your mother is preparing food for you. She has taken a raw rice or a flour she has taken when she is making the chapati. So flour she has taken, she has knit that flour and she made a chapati for you. So what is that? It is a physical change or a chemical change. Yes. I hope you have given the correct answer. It is a chemical change. Why? Because new substances formed. You are getting flour and converting into chapati. But in physical change, only state changes. Okay. Now the second point. The second point is physical change is temporary. Second point is temporary. And permanent change is chemical change. So how? Let us see. We are converting ice into water and water into ice. We are converting ice into water and water into ice. So it is a temporary, na? You can change it as many times you want. It's not like that. Once you have converted ice into water, it is a permanent change. Now you cannot convert it into liquid. No. You can convert it in most of the cases, right? In physical changes, most of the cases that is temporary. Like making a solution, sugar solution. You have added sugar and water and made a sugar solution. You have added salt and water and you have made salt solution. But again, with a process, what is a process? You will learn further. But with some process, you can convert that sugar solution into again water and sugar. And salt solution again into salt and water. So that is a temporary change. It's not a permanent change. I have shown you one of the video that when you will cut the paper, right, that is a temporary change. But the same paper, if you will burn it, it is a permanent change. So permanent change is a chemical change and temporary change is a physical change. Okay? Understood? So third point is reversible. Reversible means to and fro. You can go ahead, you can come back, you can change the original substance and again you will come to original substance. So that is reversible. Okay. So in a physical change, in most of the cases if you see, that is reversible. We can get back the original substance once again. But in chemical change, as we have burned the paper, we will take the previous example only. If I have cut the paper, again I will paste it. Yes, it will take my time, but here time does not matter. So I can get it into paper. Original substance we are getting. But when I will burn the paper, can I again get back that paper? No, I will get ash. I cannot get back the original substance. So, the physical change is reversible and chemical change is irreversible. Right? So, property difference is reversible is physical change and irreversible is chemical change. Now the fourth point. In physical change, very little energy is absorbed, or you can take taken, absorbed or taken or given out. How? Let us see. When you are making a solution, sugar solution, it's taking your energy, no? It's taking your effort. You are bringing the sugar, you are bringing the salt, whatever you want to make. So let's make the sugar solution. I like the sugar solution. So I have taken a sugar and then I am dissolving it. I am stirring it continuously so that I can get a sugar solution. So here my energy is required to make a solution. But it is very less in physical change. In physical change, energy required, it may be in the heat, light, electricity, sound, many more. But here is very little energy required. Okay? So making the physical changes happens, we require a very less energy. Whereas just opposite in chemical changes, energy is required there also. In both the cases, physical change and chemical change, energy is required. But in physical change, energy is very less. And in a chemical change, energy required will be much. Either required will be much or given out will be much. Let's take the example. Cracker. When you burn the cracker, you need a heat, you need a light, isn't it? You need a matchstick. So heat is absorbed. But when that crackers burst, then what happens? It also gives heat, light, sound. But that is in comparison of physical change very, very, very high. Right? So we can understand by this thing that how energy is required much in physical change and it is very, very less in chemical change. Sorry, I've just said opposite. In physical change, very little energy is required and in chemical change, very high energy is required. Okay. And if you remember, can we review that previous video? One thing, that's physical change. In a physical change, we have learnt no new substances formed, it is temporary, it is reversible. Most of the time it is reversible. Let's take an example of carrot. Everybody like to eat carrot? Do you like? Or a carrot halwa you like? No? Okay. But I like. Okay. So let's see that when we are cutting the carrot, into pieces, it is a physical change? Is it a physical change? Yes, correct. I think your answer is it is a physical change. Yes, I am cutting into physical change. I am cutting into pieces. So this is a physical change. But do you think, can I paste it again, that carrot? Can you paste it, the carrot in the original substance? No, you cannot paste it. But still, it is a physical change because the every part of carrot, when you eat, that characteristics will be same. Its feature will be taste, will be same. Its taste will be same. Right? But once when you make the halwa of that carrot by grinding it or whatever way, cutting into small pieces. So, can you get back that carrot taste again? It's different, na? The raw carrots and a halwa. Sweet dish you have made of that. It is same? No, taste is also same, not same. So, that is a what? That is a chemical change. That is a chemical change. Okay? Understood? Now what we will do, I am giving you the homework. What homework I am giving you? And I hope that you are doing the homework, isn't it? I am giving you the 2 questions only to do it. Please do it. Not for your sake, then for my sake you do. Okay? So student, in this video we have learnt about differences between physical and chemical changes. Okay? So this 4 points we have learned. Now I am giving you the homework. Please see here. The homework is write 4 differences between physical and chemical changes. Write 4 differences between physical and chemical changes. The next is only 2 questions I am giving. The next is write few examples of physical changes from your surrounding. Okay? Thank you.